The Epiphany. It was in that dark hour when Hitler had, according to his friend August Kubizek, his epiphany. One night in November. It was the most impressive hour I ever lived through with my friend. When I look back, the thing which has remained with me the most stark and clear in my friendship with Adolf Hitler is neither his speeches nor his political ideas, but that single hour on the Freinberg. They had seen a performance of Rienzi by Richard Wagner, which ended after midnight. Kubizek was excitedly walking the deserted streets of Vienna, but Hitler was absorbed in an eerie silence. Both friends went to the top of a hill to observe the city lights. Up in Freinberg, in a moment of mystical rapture and ecstasy, with a voice that was not like his, Adolf started talking about a special mission he was going to receive, and visions of a great future for him and the German people. Although it seemed a rather strange occurrence at the time, Kubizek claims it was then that his friend stopped being a simple aspiring artist and became a statesman. It was a young man whose name then meant nothing who spoke to me in that strange hour. He spoke of a special mission which one day would be entrusted to him, and I, his only listener, could hardly understand what he meant. Many years had to pass before I realized the significance of this enraptured hour for my friend. We descended into the town, and I was astonished to see that he did not go in the direction of his home, but turned again towards the mountains. "Where are you going now?" I asked him, surprised. He replied briefly, "I want to be alone." Many years later, according to Kubizek, Hitler would admit that it was indeed at that moment when everything started. A good part of Hitler's biographers take this episode with extreme caution, and for a good reason, since it shows traces of legendary development and literary dependence in another well-known story: the ascent to the mountain, the mystical calling, the disciples' misunderstanding, and finally the master's request to be left alone. But if it's true that metaphors from the natural language of thought, if memory, Kubizek's in this case, often takes the form of parable, and parable points to a more than factual truth, one impossible to express in words, then it must have been in those days, in Vienna, inspired by the sagas of great warriors and Wagner's music, that the young Adolf began his path of transformation from alienated bohemian to monstrous statesman.